This is the triple Qs. Here are your price targets for Monday. We ended the week at $438.27, down 1.59%. The day's low, $436.88. The day's high, $442.24. This is where we ended. To the north side from where we are takes us back to the middle of the trend and the baseline and resistance in this situation. 440.37, also a potential take profit area. A gap forms to the upside at 441.90. Two standard deviations, 444.96. The gap closes out at 445.37, 447.34, and at 4 standard deviations, 449.69. To the south side at -2 standard deviations and support and a potential buy-in area, 435.60. A gap forms very close to -3 standard deviations at 433.58. Another potential buy-in area, and 430.84. This gap closes to the downside at 425.73. I do not anticipate this gap to close out on Monday. This will take a while. We're still slightly in an upward trend on the 5-minute time frame. Looking left, you can see the crack down here at resistance as people take their profits and they run. They are locking in and they are leaving. And the price falls all the way down. Didn't quite make it to this level, but bounced back up, went down, bounced back up again. And here you can see resistance, and all along here, those are your outliers and your clear sell signals if you are just getting in and out of trades and scalping. And I will show you, SQQQ. See what that looks like. It ran because the market went down on Friday. Talk of the war overseas, and the market tanked. You can see right here. We went from here down to here. Oh, it's hard to see because my magnet is on, so turn that off. It's in my way. Down 6.56%, and then a bounce back up. So let me mark this out for you. We ended the day at 10.89. I like to turn this, my backdrop color, to be black. We are up 4.71%. Let me give you some targets here. To the north side, resistance, 11.09, one potential take profit area, 11.26, and 11.43. To the south side, support, 10.77, 10.49, 10.25, and 10.09. I've traded this before, and we are getting closer to this level. I am not a buyer at these levels. I try to buy down here, here, or here. Yes, the market can go down even more, but that's the dice. You know, you have to at some point, just if you're trying to trade this, get in, and obviously it can go down as I just mentioned, but you're rolling the dice and you're just getting in at some point, and the RSI is turning. It is turning up on the 5-minute. All right, that's a look at SQQQ. The next one I want to go over is HKD, AMT Digital. It's a holding company, and a trader at FF 2020 SS asked me if I could give some targets. for HKD. So I'm going to do that right now. And he says there's a lot of talk about it as a scalping out opportunity. So if you're scalping, I would go to the 1 minute, get in, get up, get out to the north side. Obviously, if you're shorting it, there are opportunities as well. But let me give you the price targets on the 1 minute, which is not typically what I do for my channel here. I usually do price action on the 5 minute time frame. So here we go on the 1 minute to the north side. Back at resistance and the middle of the trend where price grinds before making its way to the upside or falling to the downside if we are up here. So the middle of the trend and the baseline takes us to 359. And I always expect price to stay within -2 and 2 standard deviations all day long. Above that, not so much. 424 and 446. If you think this is going to get up here, that's being very greedy. Yes, it can wick up there, and that's not normal though. But if it happens, you can expect price will crash after that back to reality. People take their profits and they will leave. So if we do make it up there, you got to have a game plan. Figure out what you want to do and put in your buy and sell orders. That will help you get the price that you want sometimes. It doesn't necessarily always fill, but it will help if you can't watch it constantly. Now, to the south side. Oh, so I forgot. If you want to see the gap, switch the candles. Oh no. This is the thing about TradingView. It gets so wonky on me. There, it changed. Okay. So we gapped, as you can see, we gapped up. Okay, so that means I anticipate price to go down to close out that gap. So we go up. So I know at some point we're rocking and rolling, we're doing well, but it's going to come back down to earth to potentially close this. So that will close at 333 and we're at 336. So right there. All right, so that's very doable. And then we could bounce off of this line, which is technically one level of support. But I use support, clear lines, the red, the white, and the blue. But many levels in between. All right, at -2 standard deviations, 314. Let me move this because I was charting on the 5 minute time frame here, so I have to move things around. All right, so technically that should just be right there. Okay, so let me do this again. I got sidetracked here. 315 to the south side. A gap forms at 302 and closes out at 299. -3 standard deviations, 293 and 271. RSI turning down, so I will anticipate it to possibly touch like it did here, and it may not, and then start to curl again for possibly an upside trajectory, if you want to call that. But it's going to go down, it's still going down, and then possibly going up, riding back up to this key level. And then if it does, it'll go back down again. The cycle will repeat itself. It could take a little while, but it will. All right, so looking left. So the clear, where's my brush? It's not on here. So the clear sell signal right there, resistance. Are you rolling the dice? You think it's going to touch this line? Not always. 2 standard deviations all day long. Will it get close sometimes and not make it? Yes, that happens all the time. But the boundary, the range is within -2 and 2. So if you're playing that, it's a little bit more conservative and you'll hit your targets. Anything outside of that is just being a little greedy. And I do that all the time, especially if I don't really necessarily want to get out of a trade. I just think, oh, okay, I'll just get out because it's high enough. But if you're trying to get in, get up, and get out, then don't stay to try to hit these levels, because typically it won't, especially if you're here. It's not going to get up here typically. It could wick up there, and then it's going to wick right back down. So we had resistance here and a fall down all the way here, and then grinding sideways. So right now we are in an upward channel on the 1 minute. So we'll probably, at some point just grind along here. And we are going up in general. Now let's show you the 3 minute time frame, because you get different buy and sell signals. Okay, so the middle of the trend is 347. 382. So it was 382 on the 1 minute. What did I say it was? 403. So on the 3 minute, 381 roughly, 4 and 417. Now to the south side at -2, 313, all those gaps that I mentioned, 296 and 279. Really quickly on the 5 minute. This time frame seems very slow when you move it over to the 1 minute or the 3 minute. It's like watching paint dry on a 5 minute when you're going off of a 1. All right. So the range at 2. Well, here, right there, 337. So obviously very close. 1 penny off from the middle. 368, 385, and 4. Now this gap, that's not that gap, I'm sorry. That was just me highlighting. Let me just delete it. See, I just saw it out of my peripheral, if I can even say that word. I saw that, and instinctively, because that's how I draw my gaps, I thought that was a gap. No, I really should be using the brush. Where's the brush? Because I don't have it. I don't know where it is now. Oh, here, the brush. I should do this. That way I know that's just a target point where I'd be getting out if I were scalping or doing just a short trade. Whoops, now I have to delete that. All right, delete that. I have to get it off of the... See, look, now it's wonky again. Let me move my cursor off this and see if that will reset. Okay, what else? So 306, in case I didn't say it, because I got myself sidetracked, 290, 274. Sell off and a bounce at support, which could have coincide with bad news, but I don't even know the news, and I intuitively know it's going to bounce, and it did there. So here on the 5 minute, so if we're up here and we go down, we are at support. One level of support. Another level will take us to here, and that's cracking. So I do anticipate it to go down this way and then maybe bounce off of this gap. All right, that does it for me. That is a look at the triple Qs, the SQQQs, and HKD. And I appreciate you watching this. And if there is a ticker that you would like me to go over, please let me know. I do enjoy taking a look at tickers that I normally do not look at because I don't trade it, but it's fun to check it out. Have a great trading day.